In space, it's always night. Space night.
Ladies, gentlemen, geeks of all ages, you are now entering BJ Shea's Geek Nation. Welcome.
Hey guys, Chris Walker here, Walk Like a Plan with BJ Shea's Geek Nation, Uncle Chris on BJ and Migs. So it was recently announced that ROM Space Knight is going to be getting a movie treatment. For those of you who are unfamiliar with ROM Space Knight, let me give you a little bit of background on this guy. ROM Space Knight was actually one of my favorite comic books as a kid growing up. I used to read the heck out of that thing. Absolutely terrific comic book. So much fun. ROM as a property was launched in 1978 as a toy line. It was looking to capitalize on the recent popularity of sci-fi like Star Wars, when a lot of the companies were looking for something sort of space-related and sci-fi action-y to sort of capitalize on that wave of sci-fi that Star Wars had created. And when ROM as a toy came out, they actually set up a substantial backstory for the thing, for an action figure, to have his own storyline so the kids could start playing with it, and that's when somebody else got a hold of it and said, hey, let's make a comic book out of the thing. Bill Mantlo started writing on it. Sal Buscema did a lot of the artwork for it. This was a really big deal for me as a kid growing up. I loved sci-fi. I was reading comic books all the time. This had a lot going on for it that really fit for this guy right here. The main story centers on the mission of ROM, the Space Knight, an alien from another planet who is physically altered to become a robotic Space Knight, and his mission is to hunt down the shape-shifting, magic-wielding dire wraiths, and he hunts them down wherever they might be, and of course, a bunch of them wind up on Earth. So that's where he goes, and he winds up spending a lot of his time helping to defend the Earth from the dire wraiths, and doing a pretty good job of it if you ask me. Now, since ROM Space Knight was a Marvel title, he actually wound up crossing paths with the X-Men every once in a while. Iron Fist and Luke Cage got in there. He even did battle with Galactus once back on his home planet of Galador. ROM is a lot of fun. If you haven't checked out the comic books, go check out the comic books. The initial series ran through 1986, but it's been revived off and on since then, most recently in 2015 when IDW did a treatment of it. Really, really good stuff. I love ROM Space Knight. So this movie coming out is fantastic news for me. You know, and the movie production companies have been taking second level, third level characters and really pumping out some great movies for it. I mean, if you had asked me 10 years ago whether or not I thought a Guardians of the Galaxy or a Black Panther movie would fly, I would have said, no way, nobody knows who those guys are. Well, here we are. Now, not a lot of information about the crew on this thing has been released yet, but it is being written by Zak Penn. And Zak Penn's got a huge list of writing credits, including work on the Avengers, Incredible Hulk, the X-Men movies. He just finished up on Ready Player One for Steven Spielberg, which I've seen already, and I gotta say, he did a pretty good job. But it is being put out by Paramount. You know, they've got their flagship titles with the Transformers right now, and they're looking to spin off into a Bumblebee side movie series. But I think ROM Space Knight's going to really fit in well with that whole oeuvre, if you will. So at the end of the day, I really like that Hasbro and Paramount seem to be embracing ROM as a property and getting behind it and wanting to put this movie out there to get it in front of a new generation of sci-fi nerds like me. ROM Space Knight movie? Awesome. I cannot wait, and I need it to be really good. Talking to you, Zak Penn. I'm talking to you, Paramount. I'm talking to you, Hasbro. I need my ROM Space Knight movie to be really good, okay? No exceptions. So that's about all I have for today. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, let you know that I'm going to be watching this project very closely, and I will let you know more as the information comes in, what I can find out about this ROM Space Knight movie, because I'm so excited. I want it to be really good, and I'm hopeful that it is going to be good. How about you guys? Have you read ROM Space Knight? Do you know anything about this? Am I just talking about a thing that nobody else but me in the entire world has ever heard of? Let's get a conversation started about that. Leave me a comment down below. Let's talk about ROM, because I could talk about ROM all day. Share, like, subscribe, the three things I'm always going to ask you to do, and until next time, guys, stay nerdy. At the end of the day, I really like that Hasbro and Paramount are really... Paramount? Paramount. Hasbro and Paramount. So...